So, have you ever felt like you're just going through the motions, like you're pouring from an empty cup? That, my friends, could be emotional burnout whispering or maybe yelling in your ear. It's a state of emotional, physical, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged or excessive stress. And it's more common than you might think. In this video, we're going to explore 7 signs of emotional burnout that you definitely shouldn't ignore. Because let's be real, ignoring problems doesn't make them magically disappear. I've tried, it doesn't work. We're talking about the kind of stuff that can really sneak up on you, so recognizing the signs early can make a world of difference. We're going to delve into each of these signs, understand why they happen, and most importantly, talk about what you can do about them. Because you deserve to feel energized, engaged, and excited about life again. Okay, so first up we've got chronic fatigue. This isn't just your run-of-the-mill tiredness that you can shake off with a good night's sleep or a lazy weekend. And no, I'm not talking about that. I stayed up way too late watching cat videos kind of tired. This is a whole different level of exhaustion. I'm talking about that deep, bone-tired feeling that just doesn't seem to go away, even after 8 hours of sleep, or 10, or 12. It's like your body is stuck in a perpetual state of fatigue. You wake up feeling like you could sleep for another day, and even simple tasks feel completely draining. Getting out of bed feels like climbing a mountain. It's like your internal battery is stuck on 1%, and nothing seems to recharge it. No matter how much you rest, you still feel like you're running on empty. This kind of fatigue goes beyond just needing an extra shot of espresso in your morning coffee. It's a sign that something deeper is going on. It's a sign that your body and mind are seriously depleted and in desperate need of some TLC. Ignoring it won't make it go away. In fact, it might make things worse. If you're chronically exhausted, it's important to listen to your body and give it the rest it needs. Sometimes that means taking a step back and reevaluating your lifestyle. But it's also crucial to figure out what's draining your energy in the first place. Is it your job, your relationships, or maybe even your diet? Are you pushing yourself too hard at work? Sometimes we don't realize how much stress we're under until it manifests as physical exhaustion. Are you neglecting your own needs? Self-care isn't just a buzzword, it's essential for maintaining your energy levels and overall well-being. Are you just really into those cat videos? Hey, no judgment here. But seriously, screen time can also contribute to feeling drained. Whatever the reason, addressing the root cause of your fatigue is key to bouncing back from burnout. Take the time to understand what's really going on and make the necessary changes to restore your energy and vitality. Next up, we're diving into the world of insomnia, a condition that affects millions of people worldwide. Because as it turns out, emotional burnout and a good night's sleep are about as compatible as penguins and the Sahara Desert. They simply don't mix well. When you're constantly stressed and overwhelmed, your mind can get stuck in overdrive, making it nearly impossible to shut down and drift off to sleep. This is a common experience for many who suffer from burnout. You might find yourself lying awake at night replaying stressful events in your head, unable to find peace. Worrying about tomorrow's to-do list and all the tasks that await you can keep your mind racing. Or just staring at the ceiling, wondering if sheep actually count other sheep to fall asleep. Spoiler alert, they probably don't. These thoughts can be relentless. This lack of sleep just compounds the feelings of exhaustion and burnout, creating a vicious cycle that can be tough to break. The more tired you are, the harder it becomes to manage stress. But don't worry, there are ways to escape this sleep-deprived nightmare. It's not a hopeless situation. Establishing a relaxing bedtime routine, such as reading a book or engaging in a calming activity, can signal to your body that it's time to wind down. Creating a calm and comfortable sleep environment with dim lighting and a cozy bed can make a significant difference. And limiting screen time before bed can all help signal to your brain that it's time to power down. Meditation and mindfulness practices can also be beneficial. And if you're still struggling to catch those Z's, don't hesitate to reach out to a healthcare professional. They can provide guidance and support tailored to your specific needs. Remember, you're not alone in this. Ever walk into a room and completely forget why you went there? It's like your brain just hit the pause button, and you're left standing there scratching your head trying to remember what you were doing, or blank on someone's name mid-conversation. You know it, but it's just out of reach, like a word on the tip of your tongue that refuses to come out. Don't worry, it happens to the best of us. These little lapses in memory are common, especially when we're juggling a million things at once. But if you're finding yourself struggling to concentrate, remember things, or make decisions more often than not, it could be a sign that burnout is taking its toll on your brain power. Burnout doesn't just affect your mood and energy levels, it can also mess with your cognitive functions. When you're constantly running on empty, your brain doesn't have the energy or resources it needs to function at its best. It's like trying to keep a car running on fumes. Eventually, it's going to sputter and stall. It's like trying to run a marathon on an empty stomach. You might start out strong, but you're bound to hit a wall eventually. Your brain needs fuel, just like your body does, to keep going and perform well. The good news is that there are ways to sharpen your focus and boost your brain power. Simple changes in your daily routine can make a big difference. Taking breaks throughout the day, even just a few minutes to stretch or take a walk, can help reset your mind and improve your concentration. Engaging in activities that challenge your mind, like puzzles or creative hobbies, can also keep your brain sharp and agile. And getting enough sleep, I know I sound like a broken record, can all help improve your cognitive function. Sleep is when your brain gets a chance to recharge and process everything from the day. And if you're really struggling, don't hesitate to talk to a doctor or therapist. They can provide professional guidance and support. They can help you rule out any underlying medical conditions and develop strategies to manage your stress and improve your memory. Remember, taking care of your mental health is just as important as taking care of your physical health. Chapter 4. Here's the thing about emotional burnout. It doesn't just affect your mind, it can wreak havoc on your body too. We're talking headaches, muscle tension, stomach issues, you name it. When you're chronically stressed, your body goes into fight or flight mode, releasing a surge of hormones like adrenaline and cortisol. While this response is designed to help you deal with immediate threats, when it's constantly activated, it can lead to a whole host of physical symptoms. You might experience frequent headaches, muscle aches and pains, digestive problems, or even a weakened immune system, making you more susceptible to colds and other illnesses. It's like your body is waving a giant red flag, trying to get your attention and tell you to slow down and take care of yourself. So if you're noticing these physical symptoms, don't just pop a pill and ignore them. Listen to your body, address the underlying stress and burnout, and give yourself permission to rest and recharge. Ever feel like you're one minor inconvenience away from a full-blown meltdown? Yeah, that's burnout talking. When you're emotionally exhausted, your fuse gets shorter, your patience wears thin, and even the smallest things can set you off. You might find yourself snapping at loved ones, getting easily irritated by coworkers, or just feeling generally more negative and cynical. It's like you're wearing a pair of negativity goggles and everything just seems worse than it actually is. This increased irritability is a sign that your emotional reserves are running on empty and you're struggling to cope with even everyday stressors. If you're noticing that you're quicker to anger than usual, it's important to take a step back, figure out what's triggering these feelings, and find healthy ways to manage your stress. Remember that hobby you used to love? The one that used to light you up inside? If it's lost its luster lately, it could be another sign of burnout. When you're emotionally drained, it's hard to muster up the energy or enthusiasm for anything, even activities you once found enjoyable. Things that used to bring you joy, like spending time with loved ones, pursuing hobbies, or just relaxing with a good book, might now feel like chores on your never-ending to-do list. This loss of interest and pleasure in things you once loved is a classic sign of burnout, and it's a sign that you need to prioritize self-care and make time for activities that nourish your soul. So dust off that old guitar, pick up that paintbrush, or call up that friend you haven't seen in a while. It's time to reclaim your joy. Last but not least, let's talk about isolation. When you're burned out, it's common to withdraw from social interactions, isolate yourself from loved ones, and just generally want to crawl under a rock and hide from the world. Socializing can feel draining and overwhelming when you're already running on empty, and it's easier to just avoid it altogether. But here's the thing, isolation only makes burnout worse. Connecting with others, even if it's just for a few minutes, can help boost your mood, reduce stress, and remind you that you're not alone. So, reach out to a friend, schedule a video chat with a family member, or join an online community. Even small interactions can make a big difference. So there you have it, DFTBA, 7 signs of emotional burnout that you shouldn't ignore. From chronic fatigue and insomnia to forgetfulness and isolation, burnout can manifest in a whole host of ways. But the most important thing to remember is that you're not alone and there is hope. If you recognize these signs in yourself, please know that it's not a sign of weakness, and there's no shame in asking for help. Talk to a trusted friend or family member, reach out to a therapist or counselor, or explore online resources and support groups. There are people who care about you and want to help you feel better. Remember to prioritize self-care, set boundaries, and give yourself permission to rest and recharge. You deserve to feel your best, both mentally and physically.